Welcome to Exploring the Freedom Trail. I'm Corey McIsaac.
And I'm Megan Morgan.
Come and follow us as we will be taking the same steps that famous patriots such as Paul Revere and Sam Adams took when our country was just being born.
Although the Freedom Trail itself is a series of red paint, red brick, and red granite stones, we will bring you deeper into these places and really show you their importance in our history.
We will be visiting the Paul Revere House, the Old North Church, Copp's Hill Burial Ground, the USS Constitution, and the final stop on the Freedom Trail, the Bunker Hill Monument. We have reached Paul Revere's house, located in North Square in Boston's North End. Being the oldest standing wooden building in downtown Boston, it was first inhabited by Robert Howard, a local merchant. Revere later purchased this house in 1770 as it was best suited for his growing family. The Reveres owned this property until the 1800s, but did not live here the entire time. However, they did live here when he made his historic ride to Lexington to warn of an impending British attack. Under the threat of destruction, a descendant of Revere's purchased the home in 1902, and 6 years later it was open to the public. The house now serves as a museum that gives people an accurate look into how Bostonians lived during the time of the Revolutionary War. Just a few blocks away, Megan's waiting at the Old North Church.
We are now at the most visited site on the Freedom Trail, the Old North Church. It is the oldest church in the city of Boston. It is still an active Episcopal church which holds services every Sunday. One of the most important events of the Revolution happened here, when on April 18, 1775, the church's sexton, Robert Newman, hung 2 lanterns in the steeple to warn the colonists that the British were approaching by sea. This signal spurred Paul Revere and his fellow riders to begin their historic ride to Lexington and Concord. Below the church is a crypt that holds the remains of 1,100 people. To this day, parishioners of the church can still elect to be buried there. However, the church can only accept cremated remains. The clock at the rear of the church, made by parishioners, is the oldest working clock in the United States. The box pews in the church served as a statement of wealth, and the more affluent your family was, the closer and better furnished your box pew would be.
As we walk up Hall Street, we come to the Copp's Hill Burial Ground. Donated by the Copp family in 1660, it is the second oldest burial ground in the city of Boston. This area is the final resting place of many merchants, artists, and craft workers that lived in and around the North End. It was also the burial ground for over 1,000 freed African Americans. An interesting fact is during the Revolution, the British used Copp's Hill to prepare their cannons for the Battle of Bunker Hill in nearby Charlestown.
Just a short walk over the Boston Harbor brings you into Charlestown, where the final 2 stops of the Freedom Trail are located, the USS Constitution and the Bunker Hill Monument. Our first stop in Charlestown is the USS Constitution, located in Charlestown Navy Yard. This ship, known as Old Ironsides, was launched for the first time in 1797 and is still today the oldest commissioned warship in the world. Constitution was an important part in the fight against the British Navy in the War of 1812. The name Old Ironsides comes from the fact that the British cannonballs bounced right off of its hull. In 1997, the ship was brought out of the Navy Yard using sail power for the first time in 106 years.
Down the road from the Navy Yard is the Bunker Hill Monument. This 221-foot granite obelisk was dedicated in 1843 to commemorate the Battle of Bunker Hill. During this battle in 1775, Colonel William Prescott gave an order that is still quoted to this day: "Don't fire until you see the whites of their eyes." This was Prescott's way of keeping his troops from wasting valuable ammunition. This battle is one of the most influential battles of the Revolution, because despite a British victory, it showed the American troops can stand up and defend themselves. On June 14, 2007, the brand new Bunker Hill Museum was opened across the street from the Bunker Hill Monument, in the building formerly occupied by the Boston Public Library. The new museum contains various artifacts and murals that better depict what actually happened the day of the battle. Thank you for joining us. We hope you enjoyed our tour.
We also hope that you decide to make your own journey along the Freedom Trail. Thank you for joining us on Exploring the Freedom Trail. For Boston City TV, I'm Megan Morgan.
And I'm Corey McIsaac. See you around.
For more information on planning your own trip on the Freedom Trail, visit www.cityofboston.gov/freedomtrail.